boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of On the Record with the Kruk in partnership with Zkhiphani. Today I've got the myth, the legend, and the man to save the day. Well, through music though, DJ Kabila.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good, and you, Mr. Kruk?
Okay.
I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
How you been holding up, man?
No, man, it's all about really trying new things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here, doing this music thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So DJ Kabila, people don't know that you've been in the game for a very, very long time. I think people start looking at you playing Ibiza, Brooklyn Mirage, and all these beautiful worldly shows and big stages, but they don't know that you've actually put in the work, Take me back to who Kabila was before the music, before the DJing, like what kind of child were you, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, man, I'm coming from Umtata,
Okay.
Yeah, born in Gangelizwe.
Yeah.
Just dancing, and was part of me, being a Pantsula back in the days.
Okay.
Growing up in a family where music was always part of what we do, you know what I'm saying? My aunt used to collect a lot of records.
Okay.
When we were younger, and I was like that kid who was always, whenever there's family gathering,
Yeah.
being on that blank put,
Yeah.
hi-fi with the records, Yeah, and moved to boarding school.
Yeah.
In the high, also there, had a small Wi-Fi there.
Yeah.
Not Wi-Fi, hi-fi.
Yeah.
All the school dances, the graduation, not graduations, but farewells and all those things.
Yeah.
I was that guy who was always had the cassette and the CDs.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a lot of collection for the music.
Yeah.
So, through the mixtapes from Okanyana, accessing it from a friend of mine was like a DJ.
Yeah.
So I've been that kid who was always interested in music.
What record do you recall that said to you that actually I want to do this for a living? What's that one song or that one record that you'd put on and you're like, man, this is Lente Yam?
I think it's Johnny Corporate.
Okay.
Sunday Shouting.
Sunday Shouting.
Yeah, man.
Was on Fresh House Flavor 4, ne?
Yeah,
Yes.
I got that record when I started playing on records.
Okay.
I was in PE at that time.
Okay.
I had just bought myself a Gemini PT2000s,
Yeah.
turntables, So it rares each and every day, I'll go back from school, play, So once I got those PT2000, my friend, he gave me the first record.
Yeah.
So that's one record that I remember. I was like, you know what, this thing, I'm gonna be doing this thing for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking about Umtata, Umtata's got a very, very rich history, especially for black people and just black expression,
Yeah.
It was one of the only places that was independent during apartheid in South Africa, How did that influence you to follow your heart and follow your passion as a black man? I think a lot of where we came from, where was still under the apartheid regime, it was indoctrinated in our parents, you can't be a musician, you can't be a DJ, you need to go be a doctor, you need to go be a teacher, But I think it's quite telling of Umtata based on the people that have come out of Umtata, and are doing well in mostly the creative spaces and so on and so forth.
Yeah, man, Umtata had a big influence on us growing up because, the first black people were rich.
Yeah.
We could see them firsthand,
Yeah.
Fort Gale, all the suburbs, And because of it was an apartheid thing, era,
Yeah.
a whole lot of kids from Johannesburg, from Cape Town, from Durban, you know, they left to come and study there.
Yes.
You know, like University of Transkei,
Yeah.
like there was like Umtata Tech,
Yeah.
you know, so like which was like the high school there. So it had a lot of influence in terms of like style,
Yeah.
you know. So from an early age, you know, like, you know, it was like this cosmopolitan hub
Yeah.
kind of, you know, and a whole lot of parties, you
Yeah.
know. I remember like we had Trans Paradise, which was like the club.
Yes.
You know, at an early age, before we could even, you know, reach 18 years,
Yeah.
we used to go to those parties.
Yeah.
You know, like there was Draco Center, you know, like a place where all the parties, which was like the graduation parties, like, cause like education was like that thing, like
Yeah.
in the Transkei, you know. So like getting a degree, it was always celebrated,
Yes.
you know. So my aunt, like Bonza, like used to take me around, you know, to these parties,
Yeah.
you know, to these nightclubs, because like I was a little bit chubby, so you couldn't tell my you couldn't tell like my age,
Yeah.
you know, like, so we started like really getting into music like so early,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
And then obviously Umtata has also had his fair shares of downfalls, you know, and we look at the state of Umtata, it looks nothing like it used to be, you know. What do you feel that your role is to rebuild Umtata? I mean, yes, there were the floods now and then. I mean, just now, you know, but
Yeah.
but also just like the crime has gone high, and like for what Umtata used to be, you know, the kind of things that are coming out of Umtata aren't great. What kind of responsibility is that like given to you now, with the influence that you have, you know, to rebuild Umtata?
I think, man, like I always get a lot of kids like who are like following my journey.
Yeah.
You know, I think they get inspiration that I'm coming from there.
Yeah.
And I'm not coming from a suburb or anything like that. I'm coming from the location, Ngangelizwe location.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up there, you know. So with what I'm doing all over the world,
Yeah.
you know, me and Nati,
Yeah.
you know, because like we are just 2 streets away from each other,
Okay.
you know, like that on its own, doing it with disability,
Yeah.
it gives like kids a motivation, you
Yeah.
know. Like I still want to, there are parties that I used to host there, like,
Yeah.
you know, I still want to go back there to like some conversations,
Yeah.
you know, like just inspire, you know, the next generation of artists, because if I'm from there, I can do it, you know, it means like there's a lot of talent,
Yeah.
which is there. So I still want to go back, you know, and tell them just, you know, this thing, you can do it.
Yeah.
As long as you believe and you still want to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like you can be whoever that you want to be,
Yeah.
you know. So it's a matter of that. Like it's not nice, I know. Like it's not a one-man thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think for everyone like who has made it coming from there, they need to go and plow back.
Yes.
You know, like whether being education, whether being like the music, whether being, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's fashion, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm calling on to the people like to say, we can't neglect home.
Definitely.
You know, we need to go back and spread the word. You know what I'm saying? And be the champions of where we're coming from.
Yeah.
You know, so that even if the kid doesn't know, you know, maybe can bump into like this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, he must be proud of coming from where I
Umtata,
come
yeah.
from. Yeah.
And then let's talk about, I mean, you mentioned him briefly. You call him Nati. I mean, us, his fans, call him as Black Coffee. A lot of people don't know that you and Black Coffee are childhood friends, you know. How did you guys meet? When did you start this whole DJing thing? I know you guys used to kind of like move around together and start performing together and so on and so forth. How do you guys meet? Like, were you at the same school, or was it like just a common interest thing?
You know, I met Nati like my first encounter. Like I think my grandmother had done like a party for me.
Okay.
You know, I think like 12 or 13,
Yeah.
somewhere there. There's this other guy who I think we used to call him Ushoti.
Yeah.
It's like, because I was known like in my location, like just for dancing.
Okay.
You know, I could dance well, like, you know, Pantsula, you know, like dress well, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, there's this kid, man, like, you know, like down the block, like, yeah, he'll smash you up, like, he's the best Pantsula in the whatever.
Also, Black Coffee also used to be Pantsula.
Like, you couldn't touch him. You know, you couldn't touch him. So like when there was a party in the Kasi, you know, like all the kids would be coming, you know, like that was my first encounter, and we became now friends through a common friend like Victor, you know, may his soul rest in peace. He was his father used to work at the bank where my father was a manager.
Okay.
You know, and then I got to meet him, and you know, we connected with Nati, and we had like similar
taste
of things, like whether it's being like the, you know, fashion, like music, you know. We started like rolling together, like going to all these parties.
Yeah.
You know, we followed music, man. I mean, he started like early, you know, as a DJ.
Yeah.
You know, but it was amazing, man. You know, like we followed him in each and every party.
Yeah.
You know, I got to, you know, have a fair chance of like, you know, when they were tired, like maybe like they playing the whole night, you know, and I would like be that guy like in the morning, you know, like taking all those cassettes and like playing also, you know. But he was the guy who like really influenced me to become who I am right now.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And fast forward till today, you guys are still friends. You guys still feed off each other. You guys are still brothers, you know. I mean, going back into just playing brotherhood and just the entertainment industry, like, how is it that you guys are still like friends after so long? And how important is it to have such relationships within the music industry?
I mean, like, I think me and Nati, it's based on love, man. Like, it's not based on what I can get from him or like the music thing, you know. I mean, like, it is what it is, man. Like, it all boils down to like love.
Yeah.
You know, as brothers, you know, sometimes we like relationship are being shaken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even when he signed me like at Solistic Music, you know, it was not like everything based on the music.
Yeah.
Everything was just based on the brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know that, you know what, my man, even though like I've reached a certain stage,
Yeah.
you know, I'm always gonna like,
Bring
you
you
know,
with me. Yeah.
bring you with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, so I think it's more brotherhood than the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talk about the love. I mean, your love for music now moves you from Umtata and starts introducing you to the scene in Johannesburg and Pretoria, to be exact.
Yeah.
What were the early days like in Pretoria? I mean, I've got a vivid memory just looking outside, you know.
Yeah.
There were Flipside Records,
Yeah.
record shop where DJ Bubbles used to work.
Yeah.
There was multiracial, Abo Sis and Jones, you know, and there was Abo Migs. How did you get to Pretoria, and please paint a picture of what like the scene was like back then?
Okay, man. Like my mother, traveling a lot, you know. Like we moved from Umtata to Queenstown to PE, and then now we land like in Pretoria.
Yeah.
You know, and I started working there as DJing. Started it in like somewhere, not formally in PE.
Okay.
You know. Then I'm here in Pretoria now, having to like collect the records.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm working like at SAPS. I'm doing like some what do you call this thing? HR.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Also,
I was on HR. Yeah.
you worked at SAPS.
Yeah, man. Like, but
That's crazy.
yeah. So, my lunch breaks, you know, like I was super fit, you know. Like I'm in town, I would like push myself to Sunnyside, get to Flipside Records, maybe get 3-4 records, you know. Sometimes I would ask my mom like to take me to Camino Records to mix, you know. But they had it was a challenge for me to like to even get to the, you know, where they are, because like they were like a lot of stairs like moving forward, you know. So he will pack me like some nice records and like, you know. Then I started like playing at there's a club in what do you call this place, man? In Hatfield.
Okay.
Yanni was the owner. It was called I just forgot the name of the club. Okay. You know. But also there in that club I was introduced by Mix, because it was in the same it was in the same block.
Same block, yeah.
You know, where he used to have like a shop. It's like, hey, this is my man, Kabila. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you brought your bag. Okay, I had a bag, you know. Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Just play for us like maybe 30 minutes. Yeah. You know. Got in the DJ booth, played, and it was like, okay, cool, you got a job.
Crazy.
So you don't have to go. You will play after. There was a colored DJ there, like who had a big song, man. Like I just forgot his name. Okay. You know. So I used to play with him like on Thursdays. Okay. At that club.
The colored DJ was part of that crew was St. Jones?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll remember his name, but you know, he used to do like these bootleg kind of songs, like about the OJs and all those things, but like housey. Housey, yeah. Yeah, you know. I think he works in some of the radio station, Jacaranda. Okay. Now, you know, yeah. Yeah, man, like from there, like I will go on to play like some competitions like YFM. Yeah. You know, it was crazy, man. I'm working here and I have to like be at Fresh's show. Yeah. Like to do like a competition.
The matter of hour.
The matter of hour. Like it was Monday used to like take care of those competitions. Yes. You know, DJ Monday. I think no, it was not Fresh who was doing that show. It was the guy from Cape Town.
Bad Boy T.
It was Bad Boy T.
Yes.
Yeah, Bad Boy T was the host of that show, you know, and man, I smashed like the first show. Yeah. Now I had to come back the second time. Yeah. You know. I won that like 5-0. Yeah. Like there were I think we were five DJs. Yeah. You know, like given like maybe 10 minutes to play. 10 minutes, yeah. You know, I used to play maybe like 7-8 tracks around that. Yeah. You know, like the speed. I had a lot of speed in terms of that. So it gave me sort of now like I started like moving, doing gigs. Yeah. Around like I'm a positive K, you know, I started getting into a whole lot of clubs, getting bookings like around in Joburg. So that was like the early days for me, like in Pretoria around 2001. I stayed there like 2001 to 2004.
And I mean, I look at your journey, you know, I've followed you quietly and funny now we're on a first name basis, and you know, which is also like a big thing for me, you know, because you hear of this DJ Kabila guy, you know, and there's a mix here and there, there's a song here and there, and but I think the biggest thing about your story is a story of resilience, you know, and we'll get into how you've never stopped DJing, even through the disability and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the first thread of resilience was the fact that you had a 9-to-5 job, but you still made sure that the DJing thing is also serviced, you know? How important is it to kind of, yes, you might have this job that is paying for everything,
Yeah.
but you still follow your passion, like, and like just see it through.
Bro, like, I mean, like before I could even work, you know, like I knew what I loved,
Yeah,
you know, so that love for the music, that's what kept me going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As into like, okay, cool, I understand I'm starting this thing, but this job is gonna fund what I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like it was expensive then to like really, you know, be in the scene. You
Yeah.
had to buy records. Records were not cheap.
yeah,
You know, so I always find ways. You know, like until my brand like started like being bigger, being on the papers.
Yeah.
You know, now you start getting like gigs maybe like to East London, to wherever.
Yeah.
And then you're asking for a time from
Yeah.
from the bosses.
And you were HR, so I'm sure you could slip in a
You know? So
young
like
leave
the
form
bosses
there.
are like, no, like we can't give you like the leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like they see now, you know, you're starting to rise within what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to resign, you know, and like really concentrate on the music.
And when you resigned, I mean, your mom was also part of the service, you know?
Yeah, my mom-
How
yeah.
did you feel about that?
Hey, my mother was worried, man, like, cause like he's got this son who's got disability, and you know, at least now he's got this job.
This job, yeah.
Which is like at least funding some of the things.
Yeah.
You know that that are gonna help him like move. You know,
Yeah.
like have a car and all these things. You know, and now he's not really sure. You
Yeah.
know, like if this DJing thing is gonna it's gonna happen. I mean, look. As far as I remember, man, like I wanted to do like sound engineering.
Yes.
You know, and my mother was always skeptical.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I didn't know what was sound engineering is about. You know, but I thought, okay, like maybe let me do like electrical engineering, light. Maybe it's
Yeah.
something like maybe something that is closer to what I want to do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, so that it gives you access
yeah,
to, yeah.
so like, but now like at work, like this guy is resigning, and how is it going to find like
Yeah.
you know his life, and how is it going to, you know, but you know, there was nothing he could do because like the music park has already,
Yeah.
you know, was in me, and I just wanted to continue like doing this thing, you know.
And also, I mean, for as long as I've followed your brand, the disability, well, at least from where I was sitting, has really never been like a thing that you almost like look down on yourself on, you know? You've always been like a confident guy. You show up as a confident DJ. You show up as like any other DJ would show up on the day, you know, through whatever challenges that you faced, which we'll touch on, you know, about just the state of how disabled people aren't welcomed into able people spaces, you know, that you keep on fighting about. But is that something that you learn from home, just to be confident in yourself, to be confident in your dreams, and to be confident in what you believe in?
Yeah, man, my granny, like, he taught us that, like, just to be confident, to be, you know, clean,
Yeah.
well represented, you know, like, just trust God in
Yeah.
whatever that we're doing, you know. So, like, growing up, like, I had that confidence,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah, that's one thing that I always had. We didn't have everything,
Yeah.
but the confidence is something that I always, you know,
Yeah.
carried on, you know, around me, you know. So like it helped me also, like with also my disability and everything, you know, it helped me to get into the room and like be
That
who
guy,
I want
yeah.
to be, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think that also helps with not making excuses for yourself. You know, Uguti, let's say I wanted to play that gig for so long, you know, and you don't get chosen for that gig. Like, does it also help your DJing career? Good, oh, okay, Ola pumnyango savalegi. Then it's fine. It's still closed for now, but one day I'll get into the door.
Bro, I remember when like there was a change of scene. I was in Durban now,
Yeah.
like around. I got there like 2004. Then I think around 2008, the
Yeah.
sound was changing. Like everyone was like producing. Like there was a Chrome thing like
Yeah.
coming in like strongly, you know, and there was no work because like I believe like I'm the soulful guy.
Yeah.
I'm playing like deep house, you know, so I never looked at it as like a failure. You know, I started creating some other opportunities around, like playing in East London every month, and started like going to Pietermaritzburg
Yeah.
to play. I think I stayed like for some time, like maybe 3 years, not getting any work, you know, where I was staying.
Yeah.
You know, but I kept on like opening other opportunities for myself, you know, and started my own events,
Yeah.
you know, like to give like opportunity,
Yeah.
you know, for me like to be in this thing that I want, whether I was like losing money or sometimes you will win, but it kept me going.
Yeah.
You know, I always created like opportunities for myself. Whenever like I see like there's a stumbling block,
Yeah.
you know, I'll move the other way.
And then DJ, obviously when a lot of us come into this industry and like we struggle for so long, ne?
Yeah.
And then that one thing happens where like you start seeing the light and you start seeing that, oh, okay, actually DJ Kabila is here, you know?
Yeah.
And what was that for you?
Man, like just going like playing in the biggest club in the world, which is High Ibiza.
Yeah.
That was like 2021, and that opportunity,
Sure.
it came just after like I think I did Somnyama.
Okay.
You know, like my music was starting to like to get received like that side. You know, I remember like Nachi in 2017, his biggest song for High, it was a remix that was done by this other boy of my song, Tick, you know.
Okay.
It's called, I worked with Utoshi,
Yes.
you know, Achapa.
Yeah.
So, you know, from there, he was like, I got a calling like in 2019.
Yeah.
So 2019, it's COVID. I get this email. Second year, 2021, it's 2020.
2020, yeah.
Hey, Kabila, can you join us, like, to come and play Thai? COVID, we locked. You can imagine the frustration. I've been waiting for all my life, you know, to
play at the highest
play
level.
at the highest level, you know, and COVID is closing up.
Yeah.
It's 2021, like third year now. Still, we are still closed.
Yeah.
We couldn't go until like 2022.
Yeah.
When I was like, you know, selected, you know, and then got to play there with Enmi and Nati on the closing of High, which is like closing is the biggest.
Party.
Yeah, it's
was
the
your
biggest.
First night at High?
It was my first night.
Jesus.
You know, so yeah, man, like that was a game changer for me. You know, like really playing at that big stage.
And according to my research, you've played High for the past 4 years since 2022.
Yeah, man, like
for the past 3 years.
Yeah, for the past 4 years, like 2022, 23, 24, 25.
25 years, yes.
Yeah. So it was in me like the first one, I think NOTR.
Yes.
Yeah, that was last year. And then this year I was playing with...
I saw something you played with Blondish, man.
Yeah, it was Blondish this year.
Yeah.
No, last year.
Last year, yeah.
Last year it was Blondish. Yeah, and then this year who was I playing with? I can't remember like someone that I was playing with this year.
Yeah.
But it was like and me and a TR, Blondish,
Yeah.
and then this year, I can't remember like who I was playing with, but it's always big, man.
And then looking at the dance landscape in South Africa, I mean, we create some of the biggest and best dance songs, you know,
Yeah.
that are exported to the world. But Ibiza still like creates the best shows, you know.
Yeah.
What would you take from Ibiza and bring to South Africa to almost like stamp itself as like also like one of the dance capitals of the world?
You know, like Ibiza, like there's different parties there, bro. Like I want to carry chain, like they can't go there, like they have their nights.
Yeah.
You know, Black Coffee, the Afrotech, you know, like Bopacha, you know. You got to stand for something
Okay.
and be pure to it, you know, and then build from there.
Yeah.
You know, and not be all over the place. You understand? You got to understand your branding.
Yeah.
What are you standing for?
Yeah.
So I think like that's one thing. Like I mean, like at High, you get you get the Black Coffee stage, and then you have like a Diamond Lazarus kind of stage.
Yeah. The
you
club
know?
room. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see like how Diamond Lazarus is in terms of like the sound.
Yeah.
You know, it's be just authentic and do whatever that you believe in, and then you'll progress, you know. And I mean, obviously the stages, like the lighting, it's dope. The sound, it's dope. That's also other aspects which makes like the eventing like to be on another level. And their marketing is insane, man.
Yeah.
You know, like every shop is like, every little corner you find, you know, every restaurant they're selling tickets.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not a matter of like, if you're like doing a party, you're only going to like use like maybe ShopRite or whatever, web ticket,
Yeah.
you know. But your saloons, your restaurants, your supermarket, you know,
Yeah.
you get, everyone is selling a ticket, and is, you know, so like their marketing, it's on another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've also played New York quite a bit. I mean, I would also say New York is your second home now, because every snap I see, you know, you're in New York and. But I remember one particular show, you were playing with Black Coffee at Brooklyn Mirage. How's the energy different from the energy in Ibiza, and do you plan different sets? And when you start going global as a DJ, how do you now start planning for your sets and knowing who to play for, you know? Because I think as South African young DJs, we look at the South African market and look at the world as like one community, but it's actually not, you know? There's sounds that work in New York that won't work in Spain, that won't work in Germany, and so how do you plan for those kind of sets, you know, depending on where you're playing in the world?
Man, like I think like it's also like, I think a gift, like to and also like the longevity, like the longest that I've been in the game, I know different rooms.
Yeah.
You know, like in different times where I can play like maybe soulful, like so deep. And it helped me like to have like people like Nati around.
Yeah.
Because I learn a lot from him. Before I could even go to like Ibiza.
Yeah.
He invited me a year before.
Okay.
Like I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Before like 2019 shutters.
Yeah.
You know, just to prepare me like for that room to see.
Yeah.
You know? Then I kept on like learning, you know, what kind of sound works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so also you need to do like just your study. You know, I mean, like we've collected records like about and me back in the days, like, so I could see like from the videos also like, okay, this is the kind of sound, you know, like I'm in Vega, they're coming from like the US side, you know, you can pick it up, you know what I'm saying, you know. So when I got to like Brooklyn Marriage, you know, after party, Madison Square Garden, it's crazy, you know, I'm playing after Black Coffee, I had to like, you know,
bring it,
be ready, you know what I'm saying. So it went well, you know, and got to play like Descendants the next year, you know. Then now like I've got a residency with Gospel. They bring me every quarter like in New York.
That's crazy.
You know, so
and I think going back to what I was saying, Guti, your story is one of resilience, you know. Anybody could have said, you know what, this music thing is not working because it's taking me so long, you know. Looking back and looking where you are now, how is it important that things worked out for you so like so coolly, so understand umhlaba, you know what I mean, and just understanding how life works, you know? Do you appreciate it more now? Do you just like enjoy it more now? Are you more in the moment now, you know?
Hey bro, like I'm enjoying it more, man, because maybe like if it came earlier, I would have done like a lot of mistakes. You know, I'm cool and calm, you know, and you know, it helps me a lot, man. Like, and also like, you know, with faith, you know, and prayer, you know, it helps, you know, that your time is gonna come. You know, no matter what, you know, your time is gonna come. You know, so your time will come early or it will come later. But it's gonna come, you know.
And talking about opening doors for other people and like not being shy to recommend other people. A lot of people don't know that you were the first or one of the first people to vouch for Tulo the song. Like very, very early, you know. And Tulo's vocal about it, you know, that yes, I probably would have still been Tulo the song, but I think DJ Kabila made things easier for me. Like he kind of introduced me to the Black Coffees of this world. And like a lot more people that were active in the industry, you know. Where did you meet Tulo? How did you find his music? And how did you kind of know that this is the next guy up?
No, Tulo, like he used to study with this guy at Northwood High. This is my brother, you know, Sipo. So I'm staying in this flat in Durban Point, you know, and now a guy used to help me with my laundry, like taking like my laundry to, you know, to be washed and stuff. Was working at the casino. He used to be like he used to be a brother. He was a brother to my girlfriend. So Tulo was staying with that guy. That guy like works at the casino. It's like, you know what? There's a boy like that I'm staying with. Because I'm always at work. He can help you out. With help you like to carry your
laundry.
Your laundry like to And this boy like we can go to the flat and he starts seeing like turntables and the records.
So Tulo used to come to your laundry just to help you with
you know, like because
it was heavy and whatever.
It's heavy, So now he comes to my flat, you see like, and it's like, oh, are you Sipo's brother? Like Jay, like while we're going to my apartment. I Sipo's brother. I'm like, cause like Tulo, like when you're looking at him, he's like, he looks like
he's very quiet and timid.
No, sort of. He's older than his age. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, Tulo, how do you know Sipo? He's like, no, I studied with him like at Northwood. Oh, okay, sharp. Then he gets into my flat. He see the records and the turntables. You know, they were not even plugged. It was like, hey, bro, like I would like to to learn how to play.
Okay.
Oh, to like this. And I didn't even have styluses, and then I had to go and get the styluses.
Yeah.
And I borrowed like a mixer from a friend. I set it up for him maybe like after 3 days. And then he used to like come to my flat a lot now. Like I taught him how to play. I started going with him like to clubs.
Yeah.
Like even with my friends, like my friends were like, they were kind of like, because he had started like now producing.
Yes.
I gave him like a lot of my CDs.
Yeah.
To like just listen to what we were playing. So I used to go around with him to like clubs. And then when he started like kind of like getting the hook of it,
Yeah.
I started like putting like in places like Scala's, Coffee Brown to go and play, And now like he was producing like this amazing music,
Yeah.
And I mean, I used to let Natty like in the morning, like in the car, whenever I get the song,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, mama, that's this boy. you need to do something.
Yeah.
Then, kept on like listening to this music, but he was not sure, until my birthday at Sky Bar, Durban. I think it was 2005 or 6.
Yeah.
Can't remember. I think I had about 1,000 people there. Like, like I had all the DJs from Durban.
Yeah.
Nati was also there. I played this Caribbean. Like, he did 2 songs for me. It was to a friend. Like,
Yeah.
it was just a birthday gift. And then this other one, like, it was called the Caribbean Fever or something like that. The song that when I started playing, para pa 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 para pa, Natty lost it. Came from the crowd. It was like, oh man, this song, it's what is missing into my album. Give me this song.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this is the boy who did it. It's like, and then the rest is history, man. Like it had to, then started wanted like the separates, they do the collab for the 100 Zulu Warriors. They changed it to 100 Zulu Warriors. And then that's how I introduced like Zulu like into the market,
That's crazy. So you taught Zulu the song how to play?
Yeah, like, man,
wild,
like,
man.
that's my boy, like, from early stages, going with me to the club, helping me with my wheelchair and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like you say, Utulo is always been consistent in his aura, in who he is, and never shies away or tries to be somebody else.
Yeah.
When you look at him and just look at the man that he is today, like what kind of feeling do you have? Because I believe that mentorship is not just okay, let me teach you how to mix one or two songs, but it's also how to carry yourself, how you behave in a room full of famous people, or when the fame gets to you,
Yeah.
When you look at him and just look back at the young boy that he was, like what feeling goes into you,
Bro, I'm super proud of Zulu. Like, from like going around the world, like always showed me his cars. I was like, that bigger brother is like, yo, yeah, you know what? God has used me to breed, amazing thing. Like for you to like realize it's like in this world that we're living in, it's difficult to realize your talent.
Yeah.
But through me, I made a spark to a boy who became a superstar.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, he still respects me that way, and he carries himself so well, navigating this world.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always ahead of time, man.
Yeah.
Zulu, but he's not pompous about his talent, like he still carry that respect, So I'm super proud, like, I'm that brother, I'm that big brother who's like always super proud of seeing him like navigating this world, doing his thing to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, DJ Kabila, God is using you in another way now. You know, outside of the music, God is using you to echo the sentiments of seeing disabled people as abled people. You know, I know you're very vocal in public spaces that do not accommodate people with disabilities. You know, how important is it for you to use your fame, to use your talent, to use your influence to speak out on these things, you know, because it's very easy to build a staircase, you know, that goes two floors up, you know.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought about if the person that wants to stay in the studio is disabled, you know? So, and I've seen you speak out on airports, speak out on, be it other countries and you know, that just do not want to play the ball in this day and age. How important is it for you to speak out on those? I call them injustices because it's 2025, you know.
Yeah.
Sonke siyafana, and if we're able to say that this person is from this community or this person identifies as this, we should also make it easier for disabled people to live amongst our communities without overthinking that there's certain place that I can go to and there's certain places that I can't go to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like it's I think like God has put us like here for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and then for me, like that reason, just being that voice.
Yeah.
That let's accommodate, let's be one.
Yeah.
You know, let's make this world accessible. You know, through Beyond Disability, which is a non-profit organization that I formed.
Okay.
I always try, you know, to spread the word, you know, on like all this injustice, you know. I mean, like for now, like at High, you know, when I started playing, I couldn't go like to the green room.
Yeah.
You know, where all the artists are like going because there's stairs.
Yeah.
You know. But when I got in there like last year, you know, a lift was created. You know, which means it's not just for me only. For whoever like that is disabled or whoever that is coming after me as an artist, now he's got, you know, something.
Yeah.
You know. I'm a friend, like, he just built a studio, you know, and it was like, with the tempo, we're just having a vibe, you know. And I'm glad, hey, my man, like, you know, like now, like, gonna bring like new music, you know, like this studio is gonna motivate you and stuff. It's like, hey, let me show you something.
Yeah.
You know? And he starts showing me, I see the stairs, I see this rail, I'm not even like noticing.
Yeah.
There's a rail which is like going up, you know. And then the next thing, boom, I see the chair. And I'm like, you made your studio like accessible for me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, I mean, there's all artists, bro. Like, you know, it's not about me only.
Yes.
You know, but these spaces, the more like we making them, talking about it, making them like more accessible. You know, like in festivals, the toilet facilities, all those things. Because like people like me, they've got the money to go there.
Yeah.
But now, like if you don't accommodate them, you know, it's easy. Like you have like a toilet, like which is like a trailer, but they are with the ramps.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, I got that struggle from me.
Yeah.
You know, whereby nothing was accessible.
Yeah.
But because I want to be here. I want to elevate my career to the next level, you know, I got to make everything work.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just for me like to say, guys, can you kindly make this thing like accessible? Can we have like a ramp there? Like, can we have the stage, you know, to be elevated so that I can see the crowd and all those things? It was through like my challenges that I needed to speak out and voice out, like, you know, these challenges that we have as people with disabilities now.
And I remember, I mean, I don't know if you remember, I think it was a few years ago, and I called you to my show at Y. And so you get to YFM. Luckily, there's a ramp to come in and whatever. But how they built the DJ booth is that you couldn't fit into the booth with your wheelchair.
Yeah.
And you couldn't mix. And obviously, I spoke to management and that's why like it kind of fascinates me that like you've taken your voice through music, your influence through music to speak against those things, you know. And I'm happy to say YFM now is allowing for DJ Kabila to go mix there without having problems, you know, because it's your talent that we want to access. And yeah, man, I'd like to say it is a selfless job, you know. There are many people living with disabilities, you know, that shy away or complain in their own little corners. But I think, man, that's super special, you know. And going back into the music, man. Outside of the music, to supplement the music, you've created other cool things, you know. I mean, I'm wearing Music Will Save the Day today, you know. You've also got a show. How important was you to also start these other avenues that are verticals to the music to actually speak to the entire DJ Kabila experience?
Yeah, but like Music Will Save the Day, like music has always been the champion. That's why like Music Will Save the Day.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that I wake up, I go around the world, you know, doing it. It's like just for me to live.
Yeah.
It's through music, you know. So that's why I had to like do, you know,
Yeah.
have a property which is called like Music Will Save the Day. But beyond that, you know, it was a platform like to teach young kids through like music workshops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like put a platform whereby like we can represent, you know, the kind of sound that we like.
Yeah.
You understand? To the public.
Yeah.
You understand? You know, it's very important, man. Like you can't be waiting forever, like to be booked.
Yes.
You need to start something. You need to build something. You know, so with whatever that I'm doing, I'm always intentional in terms of like extending, you know, and giving myself a platform and other people, you know, because if you don't give yourself a platform, there's never going to be a growth. You understand? You know, so whether you lose money or you whatever, you know, but you need to be consistently doing something, you know, until people are gonna notice you, and they will like kind of like vouch into supporting that cause.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like for the young ones, man, like it's very important, like kind of like do something, whether how small it is, you know, it's gonna gain traction. I'm sure now, like this podcast, like it just didn't start it like in a very nice place like this with all these cameras and everything, you know, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so that you can build a legacy for yourself.
Yeah.
And for the sound or whatever music that you want, you know.
And then let's talk about the show, man, because yes, we see the idea, but I think it's also important that people actually walk into a show and listen to the music, a well-curated lineup, you know.
Yeah.
And almost like get the vibe and the energy of it, you know. You've got a show coming up. Want to tell us more about the show?
Okay, the show, like, it's going to be at Mia Cooper.
Yeah.
It's a show that I started, like, in 2013.
Yeah.
You know, and it was rotating around, like, East London, Devon, and then found a home in, like, Pietermaritzburg.
Yeah.
You know? So now, like, it's the first time, like, that I'm doing it, like, in Joburg, you know. Mia Cooper, I've got the legendary Vinita Vince and Christos DJs at work.
Yes.
You know, like, that's the beginning, man.
Yes.
You know, I've got Soul Diva and LSG,
yes.
You know, the soulful guys, you know. And then Afrotech, I've got Meda, I've got Shoba, I've got Lemon and Herb, it's myself, DJ Melon,
yeah.
and I've got Boysanza also, you
Dope.
know, and 10 Oceans.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful lineup. We're starting like early,
Okay.
you know, because it's a Sunday, you know.
Yeah.
We're starting like early, around 12. The tickets are available
Yeah.
at Web Tickets. So it's gonna be like a good, amazing, you know. I've got like, you know, like the merchandise.
Yeah.
You know, I've got dope stage, you know. Like, it's always lovely people like coming to like-minded, lovely people who like house music.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not really about the Afrotech or whatsoever, but I'm focusing more on the sound, which is house, something that, you know, raised us.
So
in South
basically
Africa.
back to the music.
Yeah, it's back to the music, man. Like, you know, and people, they always like take it to another level, man. Like when they come to those stages, you know, like every DJ like is always on their 120%,
Yeah.
you know, ready
Yeah.
to give the people like just amazing sound.
And then what else can we look forward to from DJ Kabila, just from like a brand, music, and just a global perspective, man? What else can we expect from you?
Yeah, my man, like just to speak out more like on these issues like affecting people with disabilities, building, you know, this music will save the day like globally, you know, launch our merchandise, you know. So it's always about that, man, like just consistency, like moving forward and like just grooming also the young ones, you know, because without the young ones, there's no way forward.
Yeah.
You know, this thing will die.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I always want to give like platforms to the younger ones. You know, like that's why I always work with the younger ones to use myself as sort of opening a door.
Yeah.
You know, because I've grown with these people. You know, whether it be in the car, like playing a song to the next Kulo song
Yeah.
or whoever, you know, it's just me like always trying to put someone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Kabila, man, you the myth, the man, the legend. You've never asked me how high when I've called and said, hey, DJ, can we do a show? Can I put you on radio? You know what I mean? You've always made it a point to show up, you know, and I'll forever appreciate that about you. And I hope whatever that this podcast does, you know, it just becomes a true reflection of what a great guy you are, and just not in the DJ world, but in a world where you just want equality for everyone to be able to do whatever that they do, be it an accountant, be it a lawyer, be it a teacher, at almost a normal place that a normal, well-abled person would be able to do it, you know. And I think if the music does not become your legacy, I definitely am sure that will become your legacy. Thank you for pulling through.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was another exciting episode of On the Record with the Kruk in partnership with Zkhiphani. DJ Kabila, signed, sealed, delivered. We out.